Books and Booze, a bookish and wine-induced podcast from two book lovers who have never met. That is the power of the internet.
Hi Jade, this is Beth. I review books over at Read Remark on YouTube, and I saw that you wanted to get people's thoughts on A Simple Favor by Darcey Bell, so I thought that I would weigh in because I really enjoyed the book. The character Stephanie in particular, she was quite a character, as we would say in the Midwest, bless her heart. Wowie wow. As the book went on, it's like it just got worse and worse, the stuff that she had done. So I thought that this book hit all the right notes as far as a thriller or suspense novel goes. It had all the twists and turns, the unreliable narrators, the characters who you thought you know and then turns out didn't know. It was really good on those counts, but aside from that, it was just a lot of fun. It was almost like watching a soap opera with a bunch of characters that you love to hate. I just wanted to kind of grab my popcorn and see what was going to happen next. It was full of all of those wonderful WTF moments. So accepting it mainly as that, just a really fun ride, made it so enjoyable. It was a lot of fun to read. I heard that the movie is really good too, so I look forward to seeing that. I heard they went in a different direction with it, so hope you liked it. Can't wait to see what you and everyone else thought of the book. Thanks. Bye.
With this book, the main character drinks quite hard liquor. It would have been nicer to pair it with like a vodka or a gin or something, but
yeah, they're always drinking in the book, aren't they?
They are, and I quite enjoyed that element. I didn't feel quite as bad. But no, I've just had my normal wine because I don't often drink anything other than wine, to be honest. No. What about you? What is your go-to drink if you go out?
Well, I really like the Liquor 43. I drank that on an earlier episode, and it's like a vanilla kind of liqueur. And then I also really like vodka-based drinks. They're nice and easy, vodka, wine, and sodas and stuff like that. Just fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a wine girl. All right, so today we're doing A Simple Favor by Darcey Bell, the book review, because we did a buddy read of this.
We did, so this was our September buddy read. September?
Yeah.
October. No, October. It was for this month.
What was it?
I think so, because I think September was Karen Slaughter, and then what comes before September?
August. January, February, March, April, May, June.
August was Girls' Night Out.
Oh, but I thought this month we were doing like Pen Pal and...
We added those on top, so those were our extra
right.
spooky buddy
I'm
reads.
confused about what we're doing myself, to be honest. We're very highly ambitious.
Yes, we were reading a lot of books at the moment. But anyway, shall we carry on with A Simple Favor? Let's start with the ratings. What did you rate it?
I think we are extremely different on this book, which I actually love. I rated it a 4 goblets of wine out of 5. And I think you rated it far less.
Yeah, I rated it a 2, and it was a toss-up between a 1 and a 2, I'll be honest. So it was a 2 goblets of wine from me. I did not really like it. And I'm like a really nice rater too. I'm always a really high rater. So that goes to show you if I didn't like it.
It's just so funny because I'm normally a super harsh reviewer.
Yeah, you're normally harsh to me.
Yeah, I'm super harsh. Like, people, I think they'd go off themselves if I reviewed some of their books. But, I actually really enjoyed this one. So, tell me, what is the synopsis? For those that may not know about this book, what's the synopsis?
So, the description from Goodreads is, she's your best friend, she knows all your secrets. That's why she's so dangerous. A single mother's life is turned upside down when her best friend vanishes. In this chilling debut thriller in the vein of Gone Girl and The Girl on the Train, books people always mention, when they're talking about thrillers.
Oh,
Always.
so tired of it.
I know, me too. Even the book I read finished today, Final Girls, it was like, if you liked Gone Girl, stop.
Shut up. Yeah.
It starts with a simple favour, an ordinary kindness mothers do for one another. When her best friend Emily asks Stephanie to pick up her son Nicky after school, she happily says yes. Nicky and her son Miles are classmates and best friends, and the 5-year-olds love being together, just like she and Emily, a widow and a stay-at-home mummy blogger living in a woodsy suburban Connecticut. Stephanie was lonely until she met Emily, a sophisticated PR executive whose job in Manhattan demands so much of her time. But Emily doesn't come back. She doesn't answer calls or return texts. Stephanie knows something is terribly wrong. Emily would never leave Nicky, no matter what the police say. Terrified, she reaches out to her blog readers for help. She also reaches out to Emily's husband, the handsome Sean, offering emotional support. It's the least she can do for her best friend. Then she and Sean receive the shocking news that Emily is dead. The nightmare of her disappearance is over, or is it? Because soon Stephanie will see that nothing, not friendship, love, or even a simple favour, is as it seems.
See, in a way, I don't feel so bad about why you gave the book such a shit review and I gave it a great review, because there's a lot of mixed opinions about this book.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick that up?
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I just feel like every person has a different opinion about this book, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was super saucy and juicy, and I just felt like it was different from a lot of thrillers these days. Like, so tell me why you didn't like it.
For me, the frustrating thing, I really didn't like Stephanie. So why I bumped it up to 2 stars was when Emily came into the picture more, when we learnt a bit more about Emily, I found that really interesting. But Stephanie, I just could not freaking tolerate her. I wanted to slam my head through a wall. Being a mum myself, I know all the pressures there are about being a mum, and she's carrying on like her whole life is perfect, and she's writing these stupid blogs trying to bring other mothers down for the way they kind of raise their kids. And she wasn't a good friend. She thinks she was, I believe.
No, not at all.
But she was a horrible friend. It's hard to kind of say this without any spoilers.
Yeah. Without any spoilers, yes, she was terrible. She got tempted and went for things that she should not have gone for in any way. No matter how tempted you get, you do not eat the apple.
No, yeah. So I just couldn't warm to her at all. I didn't find anything redeeming about her. Her backstory was sort of interesting. There were things in her past that made her a little bit, it kind of explained why she is the way she kind of is. But still, some of the stuff she did, I'm like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. I just found I've been reading so many thriller books lately about children going missing and distraught mothers, and I found that this was really refreshing because this is about a mother's disappearance. And for a small snippet of the book, you're wondering what actually happens to her, and then you get her starting to speak to you, which does kind of give it a bit of a Gone Girl feel, because that it kind of does, but it's very different from Gone Girl. But you get her starting to speak to you and tell you her more darker thoughts and side of things, and I just felt like it was a lot different from the books I've been reading lately, which is, I think, why I enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Did you prefer Emily or Stephanie?
I think also Emily. Stephanie, she definitely was super annoying. Emily just had a bit more of an edge to her.
Yeah, she wasn't vanilla.
Yeah, like, she was just more daring and had a bit more spine to her.
She was a little bit crazy, though.
Yeah, but I'm crazy too, so I get it.
And what did you think of Sean? So Emily's husband, Sean.
Okay, so going into a bit of the movie, I did not picture Sean as a Chinese man.
Oh, okay. In the film, he was Asian.
Yeah, so he's British Asian, so he's still British, but he's
Okay.
Asian.
Yeah.
And I just didn't see it. And, yeah, so I kind of felt like a lot of the characters in the movie I thought were just picked at random. I didn't really get the picks, but, yeah, I felt like Sean in the book, he was a bit of a prick, to be honest. But I think he was portrayed as more of a prick in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Which you haven't seen yet.
No, we decided to give it a miss and wait till it came out on DVD.
Yeah.
Because the movie is very expensive.
Yes, they are. Oh, we always do. That's why normally Thursday nights I can't record, because we do Thursday night date nights where it's a 2-for-1 special at the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just sneak in our own wine and beer, and then it's free. Then we open them after all the lights go out. It's great.
So since you have seen the movie, what would you rate that out of 5 goblets of wine?
So, I cannot compare the book to movie whatsoever, because they
Like apples and oranges?
They are so different. Like, it's like whoever bought the rights for the film completely rewrote everything and changed everything. So, for instance, Stephanie in the book, she's a blogger who writes. But in the movie, I kind of get this, and it worked for a film, is she becomes a vlogger. So she's talking to you from her kitchen, and she's making videos of herself talking rather than typing. And I get that. That's great. Yep. But then it just gets, like, nothing works. Like, everything that happened in the book did not happen in the movie. It took its own course completely. There were things that never happened that are, like, significant moments in the film that never happened in the book. And I was just like, what the fuck? This did not happen in the book. And I got angry at that.
I don't understand why. Like, what's the point then?
Yeah, it's like, it's not even just like the Harry Potter thing where they, like, left out Peeves the Poltergeist. Like, it's literally like they just completely rewrote the script and made it an entirely other story. That's the feeling I got. Like, and, you know, it's in the book is more of a thriller. There's not that much of a funny element to it, but the movie is just like a comedic thriller.
Comedic thriller. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like, I got so many, like, we both got so many laughs out of it. It's great fun. I actually prefer the movie, to be fair. I do.
I have heard that a lot. Like, when I see people talking about it, they say that the movie is 100 times better.
Yeah, and I mean, Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, I mean, they're both fantastic. You can't really fault them.
Yeah, I really like Blake Lively, so, I mean, I'll definitely watch it when it comes out on DVD, but yeah, I didn't want to waste the money and go to the movies and see something and that I wasn't going to enjoy. Mark
was too happy to go and see A Simple Favor, because I think he likes Blake Lively a little too much.
She's very pretty.
She is very pretty. Alright, so what else do you have to say about the book?
I think that's about it. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I didn't want to it at all. I read it quickly. Like, it was a quick, easy read. I I think, and I've read so many good books lately that I think that makes it harder.
At the stage where I read the book, because I read it before you, I'd just been reading so many books about children disappearing and something happening to children, and I just loved the change of something happening to the mother and the mother leaving the child, and it was just refreshing for me. So I just felt like also this book was just really fun and entertaining because it, like, every character was so untrustworthy, and I just got really engaged, and it kept me on the edge of my seat. So I really liked it, and yeah, it was definitely one of the more of the why done it than who done it, because you kind of know what's kind of going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like what you said there, if I had read it maybe by the pool or by the beach, it might be a completely different story.
Yeah.
I might have been a 3 or a 4-star for me, but because I was reading at home and like it didn't hold my focus.
Yeah. I think, so I listened to on audio where you read the actual physical book, right?
Yeah.
And the audio, I obviously sped it up so that I could get through it a bit faster, because that's what I do, because I'm a cheater. Listen to that and get through it while I was at work in one day, and I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think it took me about a day and a half to read. Like, I don't think it took me too long to read.
And that is Chiara bracking, because she's an amazing fucking reader, and I cannot catch up with her no matter what I do.
There was a quote in a book. Oh, I wish I remembered what it was. And it was something in a similar vein to that. And I sent it to my sister, and it was like, I don't understand how my sister can get through 10 books in the time it takes me to read one. I wish I knew where it was from. She'll probably tell me when she listens to this episode. I have always been a fast reader.
See,
That helps, I guess.
I can listen to an audio book really fast, but no, not physical books. They need my undivided attention, and they take me at least a week, I'd say, per book.
Okay. Well, that's like Mitch today. Like, I was finishing up reading some books, and like with the kids running around rampant because it's raining and they're going crazy with cabin fever, and like he said to me, like, he doesn't understand how I do it because he was trying, and it's like it was hard for him to keep his focus on the book. I don't know, I'm very good at tuning people out.
Yeah, I do the same. I'm going to get into it later, but there's something that Mark has just gotten. I'm going to do this in the boozy banter side of this episode, but it's helping me read a lot more lately. So I'll get into that at the end of the episode. But so I just wanted to say before we finish talking about this book that to me, you haven't read The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly, have you?
No, you actually have mentioned it to me a couple of times, and it is on my list. I need to get a copy for myself, but I have challenged myself not to buy any books this month, and so far I have been good. So as soon as that ban is lifted, that is one of the books on my list to purchase. Okay.
Well, yeah, just be careful, because, like, you were a bit nervous about Claire McIntosh. I let you go. I don't think you've started that one, have you?
Well, funnily enough that you mentioned it, so I was starting to plan out what I wanted to read in November, and I was looking at my pile of books, and I was like, I don't even know where to start. And so I said to Mitch, I said, why don't you pick 5 books from my pile of books to read? And he actually picked that one. So I will be reading it next.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so I let you go. I would honestly say that The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly is worse, because it's definitely more so centered around the child.
Yeah.
From what I remember. It's been a while. I read a fucking lot of books. Like, I'm hitting almost 100 for this year, which I'm very proud of. But so I find that a lot about The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly is similar to A Simple Favor, but don't let that put you off. It's just that So there's an element to the mothers in The Perfect Mother where it's all about like the stages that your children go through as they're growing up and slowly getting older, like week per week, their progression in life, and them starting to sit up and smile and eat solid foods and all that shit. Chiara is now pointing a gun to her head and shooting herself.
Mm.
Oh, this is great. So yes, like that's the point of The Perfect Mother, though. So that's the point of it, is like to literally put a gun to your head and be like, fuck this. And it's how this child goes missing. But what I found similar was the fact that Stephanie was this mum blogger. So it kind of had a similar feel to me in that way, like she was trying to reach out to a mother audience.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just, it seemed very authentic to me in a way, but I guess you're the mother here, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, because I'm not a mum. But,
how is Amy Molly's writing style? Because I think that was another thing that kind of let Darcey Bell down for me, was that it was very, very, very simplistic.
Yeah, so I read Darcey Bell's book by audio, so
Okay.
I guess when it's narrated for you, and it's more like, yeah, it's theatrical, it's different, so you don't really notice the writing style as much. I'm just trying to put up my review of The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly to see what I thought about it. I also gave it a 4-star review, and that obviously means that I didn't think the writing was shit. Yeah, I mean, like, in The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly, I learned a lot about motherhood that I'd never known before, which I get for you why it would be like a gun to the head, but for me, as someone that knows nothing about it, I guess it's a bit more interesting. But yeah, you go through the motions of stress and angst and the first time of motherhood, and it's very authentic in that way with the characters and stuff. And like, I heard from a few people that if you enjoy Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, that you'd love The Perfect Mother, and I loved Behind Closed Doors, so I obviously had to look it up. And I felt like it was really good, and the ending was very rich and incredibly disturbing, yet a bit too rushed.
Okay. Well, it's definitely, like I mentioned, it's on my list, so I'm looking forward to discussing that with you when I read it.
Yeah, I'll keep most of my thoughts to myself.
So hard to do, isn't it?
I know, I just want to be like, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so did you want to mention anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. Like, I did think that the book was a tad unbelievable, but then, like, what I thought was unrealistic was brought up by the police in the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they were investigating it. So it kind of all works out. So in a way, whatever was unbelievable, it's almost like the editor was like, no, that's not going to work. But then she worked it in to be like, no, it will, because the police don't believe it anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, like, a lot of it felt so unbelievable, but then she found a way to make it work. Yeah, I've just read a lot of similar thrillers lately, and this one just stood out to me. I don't know, like, other thrillers are saying it's readable but unsatisfactory. Like, that's what other thriller readers are saying about this book, that it's not satisfactory for them.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel it. I really enjoyed it.
Well, that just goes to show how different we all are.
Yeah. And you gave it 2 goblets of wine. Did you, so you haven't watched the film, but what do you think about Stephanie and Emily being Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively?
So because I read it after I already knew, it kind of, that's all I could picture. So in a way, I probably would have preferred to read it before I knew that. I think that Blake Lively would do a really good job. Anna Kendrick is kind of hit and miss for me. So, but because Stephanie's kind of that like meeker, milder sort of person, I think she'll do a good job with it.
Yeah. See, so when I watched the movie, I thought that Anna Kendrick was fantastic. She just hit the nail on the head. She was brilliant. Like, I think Bella Swan from Twilight, what's her name? Kirsten Stewart or whatever. Like, it was that kind of character, but times 1,000. She was just funny as fuck. But like, so they played on that and they made it funny.
Okay.
And then I would never have thought of having Blake Lively as Emily. She did very well. And Mark will probably hate me for saying this because he thinks she's hot as fuck, but I don't know. I think perhaps they could have done better, but she was good. Yeah.
Was she very Serena van der Woodsen?
No, she was very, very different, very, more edgy, and she didn't give a fuck, and she was just like, here, have a drink, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, and she played the role well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes out on DVD, I'll give it a watch and maybe I'll give a brief synopsis of what I thought of the movie compared to the book on a later episode.
Yeah. Should we go into some busy banter before we end?
Yes.
What have you been enjoying lately?
So I have been reading a lot. I'm trying to think what the last book I kind of mentioned was. I'll just mention kind of the 3 that I finished up today. So we read.
You finished 3 books today.
Yeah, but I only had a little bit to go in all of them. So.
I don't know how you do it.
So I finished Lost for Words by Stephanie Butland, and I rated that 3.5 stars. I really liked it. It was very different to what I thought it was kind of going to be, though. But it was a good book for like someone who loves books. So it's set in a bookshop, and the protagonist of the story, she has like first lines from famous books tattooed on her body, and she has kind of this secret that you learn about throughout the course of the book.
Okay.
And like, it's not at all what I expected kind of when I saw the cover of the book. Like, it looks very like a very light book, but it was very heavy. I finished Final Girls by Riley Sager, and that was a buddy read with 2 of our listeners, books_and_T and Owls, I think that's her name. And then another listener called Jocelyn. Mm-hmm. I think she's Thriller Book Junkie. I think that's her handle. books_T_and_Owls. And I really enjoyed that. I rated that 5 stars. It's kind of like a play on a slasher movie kind of thing. So a final girl is a girl that survives all the chaos of a mass kind of murder, serial killing kind of spree that they like to focus on in horror movies. And I really enjoyed it. And then the other book was The Spite Game by Anna. And I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so we really need to figure that out. Snookster. So we need to figure that out because we are interviewing her this coming Thursday, and I loved the book.
I loved it too. I rated it 4 goblets of wine.
Yeah, mine was 4.5.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
You kind of said it felt a bit like Mean Girls, and I kind of had a feeling that it was a bit like Joe in You. So I'm really excited to talk to Anna. I think it's a really great book. And I'm really excited to kind of read more of her work.
Yeah, it has that obsession vibe.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That kind of creepy, watching you kind of. But she's still kind of rooting for her. Because, you know, like, you're rooting for Joe in You. And this one, you're kind of rooting for Ava.
Yeah, but, so, like, not to get too into it to spoil the other episode, but, like, there's a huge sense of bullying. And so you feel for Ava, the main character, because she's been so badly bullied. So, yeah, you've got that compassion for her.
And then what have I been watching? I started watching a TV show called House of Lies. That's on Stan here in Australia. I think it's a HBO show in America, which is really enjoyable. And then I've been watching Big Mouth on Netflix, which I think is hilarious. It's such a funny show about, like, adolescents going through, like, life changes and stuff, but it's cartoon, but it's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
So I've read a lot, so I'm not going to get too into the books I've read. Like, so I've just read Same as You, The Spike Game, and a few others, but I'll leave them for future episodes. It's like, so today I want to talk about The Sims 4, because I recently bought Mark a Xbox for his birthday, and I think it's his 34th birthday, and he was desperate for an Xbox, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get one game for myself. So I got The Sims 4, and I created us, and I made us look just like ourselves, and then put us into a house, and then our aspirations came up on the show, and it was my aspirations. So you get, like, I think 2 when you first start the game, and mine were finish reading a book and try for a baby. They were my aspirations. Mark's was have sex, or in Sims terms, woohoo with Jade, or and watch sports on TV. And I just
sounds
started,
like most men's
panning
dream.
myself laughing. And I was like, Mark, this is so accurate. And he was like, yep, sounds like it. It was ridiculous. So it's just like, what? And then otherwise, I've been watching Shameless on Netflix.
I love Shameless.
Yeah, so I'm on season 2 now, and there was like a stage in Shameless where I wasn't so sure, because I come from a family of alcoholics, which is very hard. And sometimes I don't think that they tackle it well. Like, there's a stage where the dad gets sober, but it's because he thinks he's going to earn a shit ton of money, and then obviously he's just going to go back to drinking. But the children actually make him start drinking again because they don't like how he's behaving when he's sober. But he's actually being such a wonderful dad when he's sober, and I'm just like, fuck, like, if might just be like that, that would be great. And I just like, some of Shameless makes me very upset.
Are you watching the UK version or the American version?
American.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really, really funny, but some of it, I just need to be in the mood to deal with it, because obviously alcoholism is a big thing in my life, and can get me into a bit of a blue mood every now and again. Other than that, I started watching another movie last night on Netflix called My Teacher, My Obsession, or something, which I'd seen for a while, and it's not bad. The acting and shit's not bad on Netflix, but it's just too slow. I actually ended up having to turn it off and go to bed. I was just like, fuck, I'm too tired to handle this.
Okay.
Yeah, just about a girl that is obsessed with her. I don't know if it's an English teacher or just a teacher in her school. And he starts dating her mother, but then she pretty much shagged him and is friends with his daughter. And yeah, I think it's not bad. It's just very slow.
Okay. Oh. What was it called? My Teacher, My Obsession.
Something like that. Yeah. I'll find the full thing.
All right. Well, do you have anything else that you wanted to add before we sign off?
Not really, besides that Mark came home bearing gifts a few minutes ago. He brought me a beautiful bouquet of sunflowers, which is my favourite flower. So that made me very happy. So I just wanted to say thank you to him, even though he can't hear me right now. He'll hear me when he listens to this episode. Makes me feel very happy when I get little surprises like that.
Very nice. Good job, Mark.
Well done. What about you?
No, that's all from me.
If you have read The Simple Favor, let us know what you thought. If you have any differences from us or you thought the same thing as us, we'd love to hear it.
Thanks for listening to Books and Booze. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter under BooksBoozePod or email us at hello@booksboozepod.com. We're also on Patreon if you'd like to support our podcast by donating as little as $2 a month. If you're looking for a free way to support us, then you can leave us a review on Apple iTunes or Stitcher. It really helps other people find us. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm Jade, and you can follow my Instagram at boho_bookworm, and Chiara is my co-host, and you can find her under bookish.kiki. Until next time, happy reading and drink responsibly.